Look what is here. It has arrived on my phone. What is it? It is the prologue to Islamicize Me. That's right. It's day 0 of Islamicize Me. Oh man, oh man, oh man. This thing is bonkers. I'll just say, check it out. I'm going to, I hope my plan is, okay, by God's grace, you never know, is to come at you guys every day with the video, a short, brief kind of recap, reaction, behind the scenes video of each Islamicize Me video. The reason is because I was there, right? I kind of know some stuff. John, he's got a whole bunch of extra footage, like a bunch of deleted scenes and all that stuff. Crazy. But I'm gonna share some things each day about each video on my YouTube channel. So if you're not already subscribed, you want to subscribe, because day 0 is nothing. We're just getting started. I was going through some of the comments on here. You guys are funny. People are complaining it's only 5 minutes long. That's a good complaint, of course, right? But you guys have no idea. People are like, oh, this is gonna get wild. You have no idea. When I say no idea, I mean no one has any idea. So I think we'll enjoy this together. I'm calling this satirical polemical apologetics. So it's uses the form of satire, which is you take something that is true, otherwise it's not funny. So it has to be true, and that's the thing. Take something that's true and then exaggerate it to absurdity, in essence. So it's funny because it's based upon a truth, but it's also funny because it's taken to an absurd logical end. Or maybe illogical, I don't know, it's how you look at it. But when I think about this series, the stuff that we recorded, the stuff that's coming, my own mind is blown. I'm not going to give you guys spoilers though. I'm only going to comment on videos after they're made. So let me just say a few things about this, because I had to do a little bit introduction for this one to tell you. Just make sure that you subscribe to this channel. You got to watch every one. Obviously, watch the videos of Islamicize Me before you watch my little commentary and all that. And what I was thinking is that if you guys like this idea, maybe every 5 or 6 days, after maybe a week's worth of videos or something like that, I'll even go live and do live question and answer about specifically the last 5 or 6 videos that have been dropped. I'm considering an idea. If you guys are interested, let me know in the comment section below. Say, yeah, that'd be interesting. And you can make requests for the kind of things you'd like me to talk about or say in regards to the series. So every time I think about this stuff, man, it's going to get us in so much trouble. But just know that we didn't do this to necessarily offend. That's not the point. It's really to educate. Yeah, we want to make people laugh, but ultimately it's to educate. That's really why we're doing this. And you'll see anyways. Okay, sorry, I'm getting a call. Okay, so let me talk a little bit about this video. Some people were like, they're in a kitchen. I mean, can I give some secrets away? Yeah, it's my church's annex area. Yes, you got us on that one, which will be seen again in a different way before the series is over. But David did a real good job of making it seem like we're in a barbecue spot, and that was real barbecue. In fact, we pulled a prank, and you can watch that video. I'll put a link to that at the end. We pulled a little prank where when we went to go get the ribs one of the days, George, the guy who plays the Muslim, was dressed in his full Muslim garb, and after we ordered like $70 worth of ribs, he's like, this isn't pork, is it? And the guy's like, yeah, it's pork. He's like, I can't eat pork, because he's dressed like a Muslim, right? And he's like, oh, he's like, can I get a refund? And he's like, yeah. And then George starts laughing, you know. It's pretty funny because the guy was like, bro, you know, are these pork? So anyways, that, man, those ribs were good, man. People, the film crew, they couldn't eat yet. While we were eating, we were doing the scene, and one of the camera guys kept on being like, Vocab, don't eat all the ribs. And I would look over at David and John, and they had eaten way more than me. Like, clearly, their plate was filled with empty ribs while we were filming this thing. I only had a few, and I was like, why are you asking me not to eat all the ribs? David and John have ate way more already. I never understood that. But anyways, I did save him some anyways. So, we're eating all these ribs because we got to film the scene. It's from Honey Bears in Phoenix. That's the place to go if you're in Phoenix to get ribs, all right? So, anyways, and they were a good sport when we played the prank on them. So we're there, we're eating the ribs. And in case you didn't know, our characters are atheists, okay? And the idea behind that basically is, before we get the series started, which is mainly going to be, doing satirical type of polemics on Islam, we wanted to get a few digs in on atheism. And so we have these clips and where Dawkins is just saying absurd things in regards to his epistemology, but also we're atheist characters is the idea. So I'm Giovanni, John is Jamal. We all picked our own names, by the way, and David is Dennis. What? So we all picked our own names, and we're these atheist characters, making these jokes. And as far as the jokes go, some of them are a little twisted. Some of them you have to kind of study, but they all have a rhyme and a reason. Like every little joke we say. For example, I'm not going to explain the joke, but I say that Peter Singer started a rap group called the Bestiality Boys. Remember, we're making fun of atheists. Peter Singer is a well-known atheist. Look him up with the word bestiality. Watch out for what kind of searches pop up, though. And then you'll understand the joke about the Bestiality Boys. Anyways, stuff like that, it's all woven in there. So there's also just over the top, like what's called physical comedy in this thing, but there's a lot of subtle stuff like, wait, let me run that back type thing. You'll see what I'm saying, because this is literally just the intro. This one's short. Some of the videos are going to be much longer. This one's going to be pretty short. And I'm even trying to get David and John to do something like a Google Hangout Live with me, where we're all in character. And our Muslim characters, who you will soon meet, because you've met us as atheists. But remember, we're about to do this 30-day Islamic challenge. Meaning, and maybe talk about the video. You know what I mean? Like, we get together and we talk in character about the video as if it's like a journal or something. Anyways, I don't know. But this is going way longer than I thought. Look at this already. And I haven't even said much. Okay, so I was looking through some of the comments. You guys got good comments. People were like, someone put, your acting is -5. I was like, David, ban this guy. If you don't understand the type of acting that we're engaging in, then you're not going to get this whole series. Like, if you don't understand the tongue-in-cheek nature of it, if you're not understanding it, then this is just not for you, okay? But I think most people understand the direction and the approach now that they've seen the first video. They're getting the vibe, you know what I'm saying? They understand how we're going to approach this, what we're going to do, and how epic it's going to be, because you've literally just got a taste. So, let me make sure there's nothing else I needed to say. Yeah, there's something I wanted to say about the video, but I'm just forgetting. But just check out. Oh, yeah. People were asking about the thing at the end, the significance of the bomb. We do that little handshake. It's not really meant to be deep. We just wanted something to show that we are friends and we're kind of goofy. And David, of course, is the one who came up with the handshake, of course. And so it was something to just kind of be like, we're making a pact, right? That's the idea, which keep that in mind, because that will show up later on in the series as well. The idea that we've made a pact in some way, because we're prior friends. Remember, David says, well, his character Dennis says, we've been coming here for years and no one's ever challenged us or whatever. This guy preached to us, so I give that some respect. So the idea is we're just good friends, okay? And that's why some of the stuff later on will make sense, because we're already good friends when we were these atheist guys, and we're still retain our friendship as we become Muslims, even though it's insane the things that Muslims do to their friends. Sorry, it's hard not to laugh when I process what we have done. And I haven't even seen the edits. I haven't even seen all the edits. It's just I know the footage, and it's bonkers. I mean, it's like the only word I can use. But even the names are funny. Dennis, Jamal, Giovanni. And it's funny that we all picked these names too, like, because I wanted to be like ultra Italian, Giovanni and Jamal. Bro, come on, John. And then David's like, he was the last person to get his name. No, we'd all figured out our name, like way in the beginning. At the very end, he's like, Dennis. Dennis? Anyways, so there's one other thing. Oh yeah, this is one other thing I'm gonna say. Then I got to get off. These really don't need to be too long. Is this? George is the guy who played the Muslim. He's not a former Muslim. He's a Christian who does witnessing to Muslims. He's very bold, and David and him have a great relationship. In fact, the reason why I know David ultimately is because of George, and I love George. David loves George. And for years, basically, George asked David to do all kinds of things, conferences and events and stuff like that. And David is like usually pretty down if he could do it. He almost always says yes. So David asked George to be part of Islamicize Me. He gave him a brief description of what it was, and George said yes. And George drove all the way from Cali to come to Phoenix just to help us out with this. So it was a pretty big commitment. He grew the beard, everything, right? And he didn't really know what he was getting into. He just knew he was helping David. And then he sees what we're doing. He's like, oh my gosh, what have I signed up for? What have I got into? What am I involved with? And we were like, well, what's the deal, man? Is he going to back out? He's like, no, I thought David always says yes to everything I ask him to do, and now he asked me to do a favor. I have to say yes. So he was like roped in by conscience and obligation, and David thought it was hilarious because once he was roped in, and he had no idea what he was getting involved with. But man, he was committed. He grew the beard. I mean, he played the part really well. But man, he's a funny guy with a great natural charm. But once that camera turned on, he got more nervous because we're used to acting like idiots in front of the camera. He's not as much. So it took forever for him to do his lines. And in the very beginning, it took him 35 takes, I swear, to say, did somebody say pork? And he said it so much that one of the cameramen, who's also, no, I don't want to say too much anyways. One of the cameramen got that stuck in his mind because George said it so much. We were there like all night with this, did somebody say pork? And the whole rest of the filming, the whole rest of the time, this cameraman would always, when there was a moment of silence, the cameraman would go, did somebody say pork? Like, the behind the scenes stuff is like just funny. Almost as the videos. This is like, it's just, you had to be there because we were like super tired, we're dead, and for some reason this cameraman was just stuck in his crawl. He could not stop saying, did somebody say pork? And the funny thing is, the cameraman is not really a native English speaker himself. He has an accent too. So he would say it funny, but he thought George's accent was funny. It was just hilarious, man. So George like lives on in infamy through that line of, did somebody say pork? Because, woo, it took a long time. Now, last thing, the only thing missing from this first video is when he pulls up the backpack, which is akin to like a Dora Explorer type thing. Originally, we talked about it was going to go like, and so David sends me the video before it's up, and I'm going to read you. This is how text message conversations with David go. All right, you ready? And so he asks me like, if there's anything missing or whatever, then tell me and let me know, add it, whatever, right? And I said, one thing, I thought there was going to be a light reveal type glory sound when he displays the backpack, ? That's what I said to David because I thought that was going to happen. We had talked about it, in the backpack, there's magic in the series, by the way. So the magic backpack comes up, and David, this is how David speaks. You're telling me to redo it and re-upload it for the glory sound? That's what he said. And I said, well, I thought you were adding the names anyway, because if you notice, he added the names of our characters in the video. And he's like, I already added them and re-uploaded the video. See, he works fast. If you have a sound to add, I need it now. Anyways, I can't keep making changes or there won't be a video tomorrow. It doesn't look like right with the angel choir I have. I don't know what he's talking about there. It doesn't look right with the angel choir I have. I guess he must have tried to sound an angel choir and it didn't work. So anyways, it's just funny. Like, I'm like, where's the glory sound? And he's like, am I going to redo the video just for the glory sound? And I was at work, so I couldn't text him, but I want to text back. Fine, if you want your video to be a little less glorious, then go ahead. Don't add the glory sound. But they're just in your mind when you watch the video, just go, oh, like that, and picture the glory sound. And you'll supply it as the viewer, which you would not have been able to do unless you watch these. So you want to subscribe, hit that bell. I'm going to be doing more of these. I'll get a better vibe. We'll get going. I'll be responding to questions. It's going to be a lot of fun because I got to keep up with 30 videos myself, or 32. It's going to be insane, but we're going to try it. And by the way, yes, I wore the same hat as my atheist character in the video on purpose, which is C-3PO, because atheist, sci-fiction, stuff like that. Anyways, whatever. So I'm going to leave you with this.